it's very, very clear that these zoonotic diseases like the corona and HIV, AIDS, and all sorts of other diseases that we catch from animals, that's partly to do with destruction of the environment, which as animals lose habitat, they get crowded together, and sometimes that means that a virus from a reservoir species where it's lived harmlessly for maybe hundreds of years jumps into a new species.
El hecho de que los viajes en avión hayan caído en la forma que cayeron, de que los vehículos motorizados no funcionen en la cantidad que funcionaban antes, de que muchas empresas hayan tenido que parar su maquinaria, está revelando de que la atmósfera se está recuperando. Basta ese pequeño detalle para darse cuenta del daño tremendo que le hemos hecho a la organización total de la vida.
And these emission cuts have been temporary and coincidental, and so yeah, of course there's nothing positive to come out from that. But one thing that will come out that the corona pandemic will lead to is that it will change the way that we treat and perceive an emergency and a crisis, and because this only shows that the climate crisis has never once been treated as a crisis.
I hope after the crisis is over, people will remember who they really trusted in the moment of truth. And afterwards, when scientists warn us about things like ecological collapse or climate change, we take it with the same trust and in the same seriousness.
I think one of the problems is, as we developed our intellect and we became better and better at modifying the environment for our own use and creating fields and growing crops where it used to be forest or woodland.
Yo pienso que no se puede condenar en bloque a la civilización industrial, desconocer el bien que ha aportado a la humanidad, pero desde hace ya muchas décadas ha llegado a un grado de desmesura tan grande que ha puesto en jaque la supervivencia, no solo de la especie humana, sino de todas las formas de vida del planeta. Entonces eso no se puede tolerar.
Parecería que de seguir así esta civilización va a un holocausto ecológico. Porque sabemos lo que hay que hacer, hay que tomar medidas, pero tienen que ser globales y hay debilidad política para enfrentar los intereses que hay que enfrentar.
Treat this crisis like a crisis. You need to stop pretending that we can solve this within today's systems, and you need to start treating the climate crisis like a crisis, because if we don't treat it as a crisis, we won't be able to solve it.
Los aspectos positivos de la megacrisis son la búsqueda de un nuevo paradigma cultural.
Por eso todo cambio significa un cambio cultural al final. Es más fácil cambiar una realidad material que una realidad cultural. Pero la naturaleza tiene capacidad para corregir. En algún momento nos va a hacer pagar el costo.
Ahora no.
No sé, ya nos está haciendo pagar el costo.
Porque no es solo una pandemia, ¿no? No hay que olvidar que el mundo estaba revolucionado en una protesta universal. O sea, la sociedad se estaba como fracturando y las razones son obvias. Vivimos en una sociedad peligrosa.
Look what we've done. Look at the climate crisis. That's us. We did that.
Esto va a depender de los partidos, de la organización humana, de la lucha y no veo otro camino.
And it feels like we have passed some kind of social tipping point where people are starting to realize that we cannot keep looking away from these things. We cannot keep sweeping these things under the carpet, these injustices. So I think that people are starting to wake up. We can see an awakening in the last couple of years where people are starting to realize that we cannot ignore this, but also to find their own voice.